with his claims about his military service questioned.
I will not allow anyone to take a few misplaced words and impugn my record of service to our country.
Hours later, the state Supreme Court derailed Susan Bysiewicz' bid for Attorney General.
It's been a very long day. It's been a very grueling day.
Good evening. First on Fox, double trouble for Connecticut Democrats. Tonight, problems that could affect the party's national and state races.
None greater than the bomb Richard Blumenthal is ducking as he admits he misspoke about serving in Vietnam. Our team coverage begins with Fox 61's Lori Perez. She joins us live with a look at Blumenthal's attempt to clarify things. Lori?
Brent and Erica, though they won't likely say so, Connecticut Democrats here at party headquarters are probably in some ways trying tonight to salvage, if not stabilize, their races. We are, of course, just days away from the nominating conventions for both parties. And just 36 hours ago, both Susan Bysiewicz and Dick Blumenthal were considered to be the favorites to be the party-endorsed candidates in both of their respective races. Tonight, Richard Blumenthal is working hard to ensure that remains the case. More than a dozen cameras were rolling inside the West Hartford VFW Hall today as Richard Blumenthal, surrounded by supportive fellow veterans, said this.
On a few occasions, I have misspoken about my service, and I regret that, and I take full responsibility.
But at an event in Norwalk in 2008, all it took was one camera to capture the 5 seconds that would bring all this attention years later.
We have learned something very important since the days that I served in Vietnam.
5 seconds to say, since the days that I served in Vietnam, instead of during Vietnam, when he served 6 years in the Marine Reserves. The U.S. Senate candidate is calling them totally unintentional, misplaced words that he didn't even realize he'd said until a reporter asked him about it recently. As for other articles that have referred to him as a Vietnam vet and why he never corrected them,
I'm responsible for my mistakes. I can't be held responsible for all the mistakes in all the articles, thousands of them, that are written about me.
Though Blumenthal admits it might have even happened more than once, he points to hundreds of comments he's made detailing exactly how he served, including during a U.S. Senate candidate debate hosted by Fox 61 in The Current in March.
You and I served during the Vietnam era. I never had to go to Vietnam, but I wore the uniform and proudly.
Late last night, the Linda McMahon campaign forwarded to the media this post by a blogger, saying the McMahon team had fed the story to the Times. The title of the email, McMahon Strikes Blumenthal in New York Times article. Today, McMahon declined to be interviewed on the story and took the posting off its website.
I think the timing speaks for itself and the acknowledgement by her campaign as to its role. I'm not going to say anything more. I'll leave it to you to do the reporting and make the judgments.
Now, Blumenthal did receive several deferments to stay out of the war before he volunteered for the reserves in 1970, but he says he did not receive any special favors because he was well connected and working at the White House. Tonight, State Party Chair Nancy DiNardo says unequivocally she remains confident in Dick Blumenthal as the candidate for U.S. Senate. We are live in Hartford tonight. I'm Lori Perez, Fox 61 News.
Thanks, Lori. Well, as expected, there's mixed reaction tonight to Blumenthal's explanation.
Yeah, as we just saw inside this afternoon's event, veterans flanked Blumenthal in a show of support, but not everyone is so forgiving.
I just want to say that he has always stood by us, and we are proud to stand with him.
Having another politician say, oh, I misspoke, when I think what he did was a lot more than misspeak. I think our state and our country deserves a lot better than that.
The allegations are sending tremors across the state, especially for Blumenthal's challengers.
Yeah, up to this point, he has been the front-running candidate for the U.S. Senate seat, but might this change things? Fox 61's Jennifer Lammers joins us now with that part of the story. Jennifer.
Well, Brett and Erica, plenty of strong words for Blumenthal today. At a news conference, Democratic challenger Merrick Alpert called his actions shocking and even sinful, while others we talked to say they've supported the Attorney General in the past and they'll support him now. Linda McMahon's campaign may have thought they dropped a bombshell when they leaked a past statement from Blumenthal about serving in Vietnam. But after today's news conference, it may blow up in her face.
That people that trust Richard Blumenthal and believe his story and believe his side of it are going to see the McMahon campaign as the villain.
Political analyst Scott McLean saw Blumenthal's response to the accusations. The Attorney General was surrounded by veterans showing their support.
One of the things about Dick Blumenthal is that he's a familiar face. People like him in Connecticut. And so when he stands up and denies that he was ever intentionally misrepresenting his service, he automatically gets some of the benefit of the doubt.
While McLean believes this will backfire on McMahon displaying her dirty tactics, he says Republican challenger Rob Simmons has much to gain.
He owes an apology to those whose service he has undeservedly capitalized on for his own political purposes.
And even though Blumenthal seemed to make his case today, opinions from veterans are still mixed.
He should have came out and just said, I did something stupid, and said that I was in Vietnam, which was totally wrong.
Well, I will cast my vote for him this year, too. Until somebody can prove to me that he really and truly did say it and meant it, then I would not vote for him.
The most recent Quinnipiac poll done in March showed Blumenthal's approval rating at 79%. But with 3 days left until the Democratic State Convention, could this hurt his numbers?
Now he's going to say, let's move on. And I think now the ball is back in the court of the Republicans to say, how much do we really want to work this angle on the campaign?
And if you'd like to weigh in, there's a poll on our website, ctnow.com. I'm Jennifer Lammers, Fox 61 News.
Of course, there's no shortage of opinions when it comes to the opposition. State Republican Party Chairman Chris Healy said today recent revelations that Attorney General Dick Blumenthal has publicly distorted his own military service record for his own political benefit are nothing short of disgusting.